absurd author time ticked off the list, and that's just the first one. There are many more, guys. Many more crazy ones. This abomination, this map got beaten. It's a khaki map, which means it's a very difficult short track with lots of weird tricks. The duel, the first finisher. He gets wet tires, then it's a double wet tire plastic bug slide into a wheelie with a bug slide thereafter. Dodging the water bounce, landing on the nose to spin the car backwards, and a big bug slide flick into the finish. Khaki maps, really difficult. Rejected ones even more so, honestly, because there's no ghosts for you to follow. You have to lead the way and pioneer the route. And so many difficult tricks here. This one very hard, but I think the last trick is actually the hardest, because landing on the slope in a good way to bug slide to the finish, it's such a weird angle to get. So the duel here, one of the khaki mappers and also khaki admins was able to beat it after a very long time of this map being unfinished, several years. So very impressive. We're going to the next one. It's Yeet Summer 2023 O2 Max Up. These altered Nadeo categories are getting so arbitrary, but if you see Juntao on the leaderboard, you know that it's a reactor flight. Here though, it's quite weird because he gets reactor up. Then with this reactor up, he waits to get another one. And now he has to get reactor down. So he manages to flip the car, waits on the booster, and now reactor down, he's gonna fly up through this tiny window, and the finish is all the way in the distance. So for each attempt here, you have to drive to the reactors, manage to flip the car, then manage to fly through that tiny window, and after all that, aim to land on this one block at the max height of the building area. This one, really impressive that Juntao managed to get. The gap that he had to aim for, it's really only this cross where you can escape the building and fly all the way over here. Crazy stuff. Oh my god, this map. So this track, guys, is a speed slide simulator, but if you look, there are obstacles all around the track, and in order to even finish the map, you need a very clean run. To beat the auto time, it has to be perfect. So look at this. Erikish managed to beat this one. Speed sliding throughout, but look how close he's going to every wall, pillar, obstacle, fake finish, and how much speed he's carrying for the actual jump to the real finish. Just insane precision when you look at it in slow motion. You start to appreciate a lot more just how close he gets to some of these corners, and at the same time as he's doing this, he has to keep one eye down on the skid marks to see if he's actually doing the correct speed slide overlap. So this is just one of the most insane precision records. It's finally beaten, so we don't have to worry about this one anymore. It's so crazy, guys, because I've seen these maps in so many bingo games, and I am awestruck that someone has actually managed to do these ones finally, because, okay, this map, it looks innocent, right? Let's look at Jupy Drive It here. It's a campaign map. Apparently the category here is 100% skill jump. That's not a real altered Nadeo category, it's just made up for this one map. You drive the map as normal throughout. Nothing crazy so far. But the ending of this map is different. A lot of good players have gravitated towards this because of the map name, thinking, oh, skill map, you know, I can do this one. And then they haven't even beaten the map, because what happens at the end here is that the finish used to be to the left now, under the orange arrow here, but there's no finish. And Jupy is trying to crash into a sign. You might wonder why, where is the finish? It's not in the big circle. So where are we go? Oh, and he manages to get this on the 4th attempt. Look how far. Look how absurdly far you have to go with this one bounce. You have to crash the corner into the green sign, and it looks like there's no way you're gonna make it, but he manages. So we are lucky the mapper didn't one-shot here, but a 142. Still a very impressive time for such a ridiculous map. Now we have a map that few players have even finished, but Epilogue managed to tie exactly the author time. Some people think that, oh, if you tie the author time, it shouldn't count because you haven't beaten the author time. But then you would just flood Trackmania Exchange with press forward maps, and oh, if you can't beat the author time, well, then you can't beat it, right? So ties count, and Epilogue got this one for the team with a tie. He equaled the author. Look, flip into that one, crash on the bumper, bounce once, then fly into the finish. This is a ridiculous trick to do. Because the bumper will launch you in any direction based on your own car angle. And you have to get a very early bumper. You have to not bounce so high off of the side of it. Thank you, Epilogue. Thank you for your efforts. Alright, so this map was played by Giuliano and his viewers on Giuliano's stream, and they spent a collective so many hours to beat it. What you have to do here is actually a really cool trick. You bug slide, but into a reactor, and as the car gets faster and faster, it lifts off the ground, and then you reactor fly like up and backwards towards the finish. But it's very hard to get this angle and to get it fast enough. Like, Hemisphere here got it basically perfect, but if you look at Quinn, this run looks almost identical. It's hard to say where he lost it, except, you know, perhaps just a little bit too sideways. But yeah, otherwise, insane that this one got beaten. But with maps like these, and people posting several hundred maps each day, it's just...
What?
It's an uphill battle at this point.
How do I beat that?
Like, we can beat one, but then by the time one of these difficult ones get beaten, feels like there's 5 new ones, so... Yeah, we'll see how far people can actually get. I think 0 is a very unrealistic goal, but if it gets to under 100, it would feel essentially like 0. Also, crazy run here by TV King. Doesn't seem that difficult, but it's agreed by many to be one of the hardest author times that have gotten beaten recently by TV King. So it's a lot of difficult water tricks, like not floating out here, getting the correct bug slide, here, and into the finish. So this map series, Lunatic by Viron, most of these author times are known to be not legitimate, but Yontronics managed to beat one of these regardless with a huge nose bug. Towards the arrow, there's a poggers in the stadium sign, and that is because you have to nose bug perfectly from that point into the ring. Like, no idea how the mapper would get 34 seconds here because there's no ring to respawn from. Maybe you get stuck on the last sign or something. But yeah, these author times are always a bit sus, the maps too, and they're often very, very difficult. So you just look at this, right? It's a nose bug into the stadium sign. Crazy. Oh my god, this map. Okay, this is pure degenerate mapping. The map name is Impossible for Washed Liano, Possible for Saucy. This was again played by Giuliano and his viewers on stream. Look at what you have to do. You have to first bounce into Nosebug to get to this platform. Here, you're mostly gonna land upside down, stop the car, get back across the booster, and then Uberbug into the rings. But that's not it. That's not the only thing. You see, there's 2 different rings you have to get with the same Uberbug. So you have to Uberbug through 2 of them at once, so Pua gets it here. After getting that Uberbug, you still have to bounce and get a different Nosebug into the finish, beating the author time by 0.2. Like, at what point can we stop calling something a map? Just, what is this? This is just so degenerate. But I appreciate Pua, the Giga Chad, for helping the team here. One more time for appreciation. Just... It's not easy, guys. It's really not easy to do what he did. And I will say the same thing for this next map. At what point does something stop being a map? This one is an infamous map in the Unbeaten Author Time project. Holy moly. Because there's a lot of holes. This map is only finished by 24 people, but if you look at the layout, it quickly becomes apparent why that is. It was finally beaten by Captain Themis. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But let me show you the run. Let me show you what you have to do. You have to Nosebug into a water bounce, into a bug slide that either flips upside down or flips in a way where it bounces among the holes and you go full speed into the finish. The problem is that you have wet tires, so you cannot release at any point in the flight. If you go too high, you go too high. The car will keep maximum speed the entire way. So the map is therefore very hard to finish, and it's really just pure luck after the bug slide. You'll see many different outcomes here from the players. The mapper got such a fast first finish here. I think the mapper spent about 8 hours, and this was his first finish, and he set that as the auto time. This was a big nemesis of the project that got beaten. Alright, this map I'm not too familiar with myself. I've only been told that countless hours were spent on it. It's called RMC Killer. During the heydays of Random Map Challenge, you had people making RMC free, like free maps that you could get where you just get an auto time in a couple of seconds. And conversely, some people made RMC killer maps where they hunted the auto time to oblivion, built something that you couldn't really fast learn and figure out, and it would essentially just destroy your random map challenge run. And this is one of them. This is really, really difficult. We're gonna see Mark. He plays with a unique car skin, but just imagine it's the same stadium car. He plastic bounces twice to land directly on the sand, then carries speed on the wood, inside corner, and another plastic bounce to the finish. Getting that start is so incredibly rare. Foursquare with a different line here, just going forwards like this, and I think if we look at all of them, nobody else is going to get the start that Mark had. This plastic bounce. One more time in slow motion. Car completely backwards, then bounces on the edge of the water pool and flies all the way to the sand to keep the speed. Maybe what the mapper did, maybe not, but either way, a genius find and a great run. Here, this was another rejected khaki map. Difficult one, absolutely. Here you have to do different nose bounces. This first one, very rare to get just in and of itself. And the speed you carry there, basically the sides you run. Then there's 2 more bounces, it's all at full speed. Here, another bounce onto the nose. And it required getting the first one so good to have a chance of beating the auto time. This was only 0.2 faster. The difference is mostly in the start and how much speed P-Torque was able to carry. So TV King and Cataclysmic, they did clean runs, but it's just way too far. So very frustrating map for that reason, but P-Torque knocked it off the lists. Now, we've given TV King a lot of praise. What you need to understand is that the players who beat these degenerate maps are the same players who build degenerate maps. And here you have a map by TV King himself. It's called Ubering into Despair. Doesn't look too bad. One Uber bug, collect the checkpoint, respawn back to the finish, and then you complete the map. But then you try to drive it.